Alright, welcome back. We've got a light that's quit working. And I changed the bulb and it still didn't work. Put a couple bulbs in it. And this is the light switch for it right here. Always kind of dark, so that's the light switch for it. Now, what happened before, I had this happen with one of the bedroom over there, and it ended up being these old style trailer switches, and the switch had gone bad, quit making contact. And I'll show you that in a minute if I need to take that switch out of the wall. But it could also be something wrong with the light fixture. I'm going to get into it here, and we're going to test it out and show you how you might be able to test your light fixtures out too. So I'm going to take the light fixture down real quick, and we will test it out. Turn the switch off so there's no power going to the light fixture itself, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, got the light fixture hanging down here. I turned the light switch on. Now I'm going to take this little, this is called, we call it a hot stick. What it does is it tests to see if you have any voltage. It's not as good and in depth as an electric meter, but this will at least tell you if you got some kind of voltage. So I got the switch on, and I do not have any voltage. See if I can find the hot wire up in there. See that right there? That's the hot on the circuit. That's indicating that there's power. And you come down here, and there is none. So it's either going to be a connection that's gone bad on this wire here to the wire nut, or it's going to be the switch. So let me trying to hold the camera and do this one-handed. So let me get back to you in just a minute. Okay, it's in this dark hallway here. And these old trailers, if you're living in a modern house or probably even a modern trailer, this won't apply to you. These are how the old ones used to be. These have a little clamp on it that comes up, turns up, and catches on the wall. That one's coming out easy, the other one's not. There we go. Okay. Now this, I'm not a real experience with, but I believe it looks like it comes off that way. Yeah, these clips here. What it works on is pressure. It's how the wires comes off there. All right. So now let me get my electric meter. Okay. Now this is the part that could be considered dangerous for somebody if you're watching and you have no experience. To troubleshoot, you really need to have your power on. So having experience does kind of help with the safety issue. You know where not to touch. And so right now, this wire, this white wire, should have 120 volts on it. So I'm not sure you're going to be able to see this or not. And see it does, well, 123 volts. Okay. And this black wire, whenever you turn the switch on, it makes a connection, and it's supposed to send the 120 back up through that black wire to the light fixture, and that black wire is hooked to my light. So let's see if it has anything. It does not, which means it's quit making connection on that switch. So I will turn the switch off, and I'll see if I can get some connection there. If not, I'm going to have to change this out, put a regular box in, and put a new switch on. So let me turn the power off. Okay, power is off. Just looking at it. So it may be the actual switch itself, nothing to do with the wire. Looking inside here, I know you can't see that probably, but it raises up and down. Which is, that's the off. That's the on. No, that's off. So on. There's an ant. So let me see if I've got anything down towards the bottom. Yes, I've got it there. And that is on. Yes, that is on, so it's not getting up to the top here. So that switch has gone bad. So what I need to do, like I said a minute ago, I'm going to have to get a cut-in box to put in here with a new switch. I'll look down in my building, but I don't think I've got a cut-in box. I had to buy one a while back. So we will get a box when we go to town. So sometime this weekend I'll change this out. But it'll seem like a split second to you. So that's what we're gonna have to do. Because there's no fixing that. The contact is probably burnt out down in there somehow. So easiest thing for me to do is just change the whole thing out. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, we finally made it back from the store. Took us about 2 weeks. So I got a box, I got a switch, and a plate. Material didn't cost that much, less than 10 bucks. So now what I've got to do is I'm going to turn the power off here in a second. And then I've got to cut this box hole a little bit bigger. I don't know, the hole looks like it might be big enough right now. And we're going to, normally this box would, normally what would happen with the box is you put it in the hole and then you tighten a screw up, and that tightens up against your whatever surface you're going into. But as you can see, that gap right there is going to be enough to where it's not going to catch on the back side of this paneling. I had the same thing happen on my switch that I put in for my exhaust fan in the bathroom. So what I'm going to do is just use these screw holes right here to put some wood screws in to hold it. All right, so let me get the power turned off to the light switch. All right, now I apologize again, I'm in another tight spot right in the corner here. So all right, I got the breaker turned off to my light switch, and if you don't feel comfortable just doing that, just turn the whole panel off and you'll know there won't be any electricity going to it. That's, if you're not familiar with working on electricity, that's the best way to do it. So now I'm just going to take this loose. So I might have to get my needle nose. My tools are behind the camera here, so just bear with me. Man, darn good, isn't it? Got that loose. So now, what I'm going to do, all right, that's one way of doing it. So now what I'll do is cut the wire off past where it's messed up. Right there. It's going to be kind of tight, put it in there, but it'll work. And the ant. And right here. Actually, I can use that there. Got that loose. Now let's see what we have to do with our box. All right, so now let's see. Turn my light back on. Yeah, that's gonna need to go in this other hole. We can do that. Taking this other hole. That hole is just a little bit too small. So let me go get my razor knife. Yeah, I got my razor knife. The reason I can use my razor knife on this is because the paneling is not that thick. See how easy that cuts? And I don't need a whole lot cut out. Well, looks like I may have to cut the bottom out a little bit. Tell you what I'm going to do, since I'm not using these wings, I'll just take them out. That's what I'll do. That may help out anyway. Now, just let me trim a little bit off the bottom here. Not going to fit real good. I'm going to try to make it work, but that hole is already too big. So what I may have to do is find something to put behind it. Let me see if I can get this one screw in here. See what happens. I'm not sure any of that's going to work good. I'm not sure how good that's going to work, but it's in there. I wonder if I can get one of these to go in down here. That would really help out. Well, hopefully that'll work good enough. Now, this is a total rig job, I can tell you that. The wire is almost too short. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to go get a couple pieces of small wire, extend these out. So I'll be right back again. All right. Forgot to turn my camera back on. But I got my wire spliced, extending them out, made them longer. And with a single pole switch like this is, it doesn't matter which wire goes where. One is your hot, which I went ahead and put it on the bottom. That's what you usually do. And there's your wire goes up to your light. So before I get it all in there, let me turn the power back on. See if it's going to work. And it works. All right. So let me get it back in the wall here. I didn't bother hooking the ground up on it. It's just coming down to this one switch. And the wire was too short, way too short. And I'm needing to get this done so I can get on to other things. So I didn't hook the ground up on a switch. It'll be all right. Ground's overrated anyway, isn't it? I didn't get the box mounted in there totally like I'd like to, because the hole was already almost too big. And I didn't have much wood for my screws to catch on, but I was able to get it mounted. Thank goodness. If it was a receptacle, it wouldn't have worked. A receptacle, you know, you're plugging stuff in and unplugging it. So you're always putting pressure on that. A switch, you're not putting any pressure on it. You're just turning on the switch off and on. So it will work just fine. Now, what's not going to match up good, this should have been a 2-gang box. I could have put a 2-gang box in here, but I didn't. So this plate, let me get the plate. That plate is going to take up part of that box there. Well, it don't look too bad, I don't guess. Doesn't look too awful bad. I mean, I wouldn't do this for a customer or anything, but this is my own house. So we're going to call it done. Let me flip the camera around. You can see the light fixture off and on. Got me some brownie points with my wife this weekend. All right, well, God bless. We'll see you on the next one.